Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 19th of September. Starting off, as usual, with the S&P, and it looks as though this market has seen that little uptrend line there from the middle of last month. That's running around the 44.40 level, so we'd like to see that the market stay above that on an end-of-day close basis. We went out to 44.42 yesterday. On the upside, we want to clear that 50-day line around 44.85 to then open up the door to retesting the July resistance around 4,600. Best case scenario is we head up to 4,700 by the end of next month if we have a swift break of the 50-day line, which is currently rising, as is the 200-day line, so that provides decent momentum. Moving along to the stocks. First up is Amprius, which we've looked at quite recently. We really like the bullish divergence there, so the lower lows therefore the beginning of September, but a higher RSI trace, quite significantly higher, and that's given us the break of that falling wedge from back in June around the $4.50 level, above $4.50, looking for as high as $7.15 by the end of next month at the 200-day moving average, but the key here is holding above $4.50. Next stock is Cabaletta, which we've also looked at before. A nice rising trend channel here from basically this time last year. Initial target here towards $20, an end of day close above 20, and we can upgrade that target to as high as 28, which is a March resistance line projection heading in that direction, and that could be seen as soon as the end of next month. The stop loss, or at least the notional support for this market, around the $16 area, which was the resistance ahead of the breakout yesterday, and also the support area of yesterday's price action, 1603, the low yesterday on that stock. Moving along to Cibus, and here you can see an unfilled gap to the upside through the 50-day moving average, which is one of the more reliable bullish signals. In fact, we had one of those back in January for the same share. Want to see a clearance of basically 1950. That should be enough. That's a resistance line there from the beginning of June. End of day close through 1950, we could be retesting at least the July resistance around $24 by the end of next month, and hopefully a bit sooner than that, given the gap higher that we've had for the stock. Fate is next, and Fate Therapeutics, in other words. Here we've got an even sharper rising RSI divergence line, bullish divergence line, within a pattern which has on the price action front, which is a falling wedge, broken out of that pattern around $2.40, and above that looking for the 50-day moving average at $3.50 by the end of next month, and maybe a bit sooner if we're lucky. But the real highlight here there is the bullish divergence line, very steep indeed, and that tends to be a good sign. On to Ibex, and the picture here, interesting in the sense we've had a bear trap reversal for the shares. We gapped down rather viciously at the beginning of the week, but closed above Monday's high, which was 14.80. Yesterday above 14.80, looking to fill that gap up to as high as $18 over the next 2 to 4 weeks. The sort of the conservative target there, $18, and maybe up to even 19 at the 50-day line if the shares repeat what they did in the summer of this year. Moving along to a stock which has been covered here before and looks as though it's making progress, bouncing off a line of support there from the end of last year. That was around $4.40, above $4.40, looking for the 200-day moving average at $7 by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above yesterday's support zone around $5.50 in the meantime. Decent moves are evident at Mill City at the moment. Beautiful move to the upside, actually, and hitting the top of that rising trend channel from back in September, so this time last year. The resistance line that's been hit there is $3.70. Above that, on an end-of-day close basis, we could be looking at $4.50 as soon as the end of this month, which is basically the floor of the gap down the shares delivered back in August last year. OBO is next, and otherwise known as Orchestra Biomed, and here we've got the shares just hitting the top of that rising trend channel from back in June, around $8.70. Above $8.70, the next target up to $11, hopefully by the end of this month, as the shares complete a W-shaped reversal on the daily chart. We've also got an uptrend line in the RSI window as well from the end of June. It's adding further momentum. after the bear trap effect that we had in the middle of this month. It's a welcome return for the next stock, which is Sientra, and here you can see that the share just breaking a line of resistance there from earlier in the summer, and the 200-day moving average. That combination was around the $2.30 level, above 2.30. Initial target here by the end of this month up to $3.10. At the 50-day moving average, maybe by the end of next month, we'd be up to the $5 area at the top of that rising trend channel from back in November. Moving on to the last three. First one is one which is of interest to the bulls, Tradeup. Here it looks like we're in a falling trend channel, which has been in place since basically the beginning of July. The top of that channel around $20 notionally, and we're looking for that target while we remain above the 200-day moving average at $10.20. Bullish divergence going into that gap fill rebound that we've had to start September, so that's why we're quite keen on $20 being hit perhaps as soon as the end of next month. The next stock is Vasta, and here you would have thought that after several attempts at finding support and rebounding in the $3 area, the shares will finally go up and stay up. We've got the 200-day line there at $3.70. Above that, we're looking for $5. Perhaps as soon as the end of this month. That is a late February resistance line projection, so hopefully the turnaround has come in there. Finishing off with the next one, which is Waldencast, and here a bounce of a rising 50-day line, which is normally a good sign. We've also had bullish divergence going into the turnaround from July and August, and hoping that while we're above the old lost support there from October through March, $7.30, we can head up to the top of the range at $10 as soon as the end of this month. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.